At just 17 years old, Ethan James watched his world crumble. A perfect storm of his father losing his job, bills piling up, and a sudden medical crisis forced his family out of their Chicago home. The streets became his new reality. He had no friends to call, no safe place to sleep. For most teenagers, this would be the end of the road. Most adults would have written him off as another lost cause. But Ethan refused to let his circumstances define his future. This is the story of how one young man, armed with nothing but determination, rewrote his destiny. The first decision Ethan made was a simple one: keep learning. While others saw homelessness as a dead end, Ethan saw it as a different kind of classroom. He spent his nights in shelters, public libraries, and sometimes under the dim glow of a street lamp. He lived by one rule: I will learn something new every day. He devoured borrowed books, aced free online courses, and memorized vocabulary from dictionaries at the library. While others slept, he studied. While others complained, he planned. He understood that even without a home, his mind could still be his greatest asset. At 18, Ethan landed a part-time job at a local grocery store. The pay was minimal, barely enough for food and a bus pass, but he saw it as a crucial stepping stone. Every single penny was saved. He refused to spend on anything that wasn't an absolute necessity. While his coworkers were out enjoying fast food and parties, Ethan was investing in second-hand textbooks and online classes. He had grasped a fundamental truth that many of us never learn: the sacrifices you make today build the freedom you enjoy tomorrow. His focus was unwavering, and his vision was long-term. Of course, not everyone understood. Teachers, strangers, and even some of his own family members were filled with doubt. They'd say things like, "You're too far behind," or "College is just unrealistic for someone in your situation," and the classic, "You'll never make it." Ethan never argued. He knew that resistance is a natural reaction when someone's ambition stretches beyond what others can imagine. Instead of wasting energy on debates, he did something simple, yet incredibly powerful. He focused on proving them wrong, quietly, one small step at a time. His actions would speak louder than their doubts ever could. His next goal was scholarships. He applied for dozens, many of which he knew were long shots. The rejection emails began to pile up, one after another. It would have been easy to quit, to accept that maybe his doubters were right. But for Ethan, each rejection was a lesson. It was feedback. Revise your essay, he'd tell himself. Find a teacher who truly believes in you for a recommendation. Just keep applying. Then, one cold winter evening, sitting in the familiar quiet of the library, an email arrived. The subject line read, "Congratulations." He had been awarded the Next Generation Scholarship. In that moment, Ethan cried. Not because it was easy, but because he had proven to himself that persistence works, even when no one else is watching. With the scholarship secured, Ethan could finally go to college. He aimed high. He chose Harvard, not just for the prestigious name, but for the access it provided: access to world-class knowledge, to mentors who could guide him, and to networks that could amplify his mission. Freshman year was a shock to the system. The classes were brutally demanding. His roommates came from backgrounds of privilege he couldn't even imagine, and the social circles felt impenetrable. It would have been easy to feel like an imposter, but Ethan didn't rely on his background. He relied on the discipline and curiosity that had gotten him this far. He was there to learn, not to compare. Ethan knew he couldn't just focus on himself. He began volunteering at local shelters, mentoring teens who were facing the same challenges he had once overcome. He started speaking at schools, sharing his story of resilience, his study habits, and the incredible power of a determined mindset. His small acts of service created a ripple effect. The teens he mentored started their own after-school clubs. Volunteers, inspired by his story, organized community drives. His story began to spread across social media. Through this, Ethan discovered that leadership isn't about a title or a position, it's about taking action and multiplying your impact through others. By his senior year, Ethan's vision had grown even bigger. He had founded a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping homeless youth access education. It wasn't easy. He had to navigate a maze of bureaucracy, constantly struggle with fundraising, and fight off the constant threat of burnout. But he never gave up. When people asked him why he pushed so hard, his answer was always the same: "I've seen what giving up looks like. I've slept on cold streets. I refuse to let anyone else feel that same hopelessness if I have the power to help." His past wasn't a weight holding him down. It was the fuel driving him forward. Ethan graduated from Harvard with honors. But the real victory wasn't the piece of paper, the diploma hanging on a wall. The real victory was in the lives he had already touched, the students he mentored, and the unshakable belief he inspired in others. Today, his organization helps thousands of young people across the country secure scholarships, find mentors, and get the guidance they need to succeed. He is living proof that our circumstances are temporary, but our determination can be permanent. Ethan's story is a powerful lesson for all of us. It teaches us that your environment does not determine your potential. It shows that small, consistent actions, compounded over time, can lead to life-changing results. It proves that sacrifice, persistence, and service are the true cornerstones of success. No one is too young, too poor, or too overlooked to make a profound difference in the world. So, if you're out there feeling trapped, overwhelmed, or unseen, remember Ethan. Remember that your story ain't over. It's just waiting for you to decide to write the next chapter. Thank you so much for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that empowers and uplifts. We'll see you in the next one.